Continuing coverage tonight on private wells near the Yakima Training Center in Selah contaminated with a potentially dangerous group of chemicals called PFAS. Many residents still living off bottled water, but KapKV's Emily Goodell tells us things are starting to move forward thanks to the intervention by the state.
After more than a year of telling the U.S. Army they need more help to deal with their PFAS-contaminated wells,
it's completely abnormal to not be able to use the water in your home.
Families living near the Yakima Training Center are getting burned out.
Not have any sense of urgency, I think that's our biggest frustration.
We're just asking for safe water. It's not impossible. Why is it taking so long?
The Washington Department of Ecology stepping up.
That's incredibly frustrating. Your government should be responsive to you, right? And while I can't speak for the Army, Ecology really values public feedback in this process.
Earlier this month, Ecology ordered the Army to start sharing data, adhere to the stricter state PFAS limits, make public input a requirement, and give Ecology the final say on cleanup plans.
This enforcement order, the public comment period, and every aspect of the investigation and cleanup that follows, it is all about making sure that the community and the government are working collaboratively to make sure that this is a safe place to live with clean water.
Ecology asking frustrated residents to still speak up by submitting a public comment on their website or through the mail by March 22nd.
Because Ecology doesn't have access to anything that has been shared with the Army, it's very important that we hear from the community so that we can make sure that this feedback is being incorporated into our plans.
The EPA also asking for feedback on PFAS plans at the federal level at a virtual listening session set for March 15th. At the same time, helping the state with $33 million in bipartisan infrastructure law funding to help clean up contaminants that are concerning but have yet to be regulated, like PFAS.
It could be used to, again, build a water treatment plant if one hadn't been built, or to upgrade a water treatment plant. It targets helping communities that are going to be in the toughest spot for being able to shoulder the cost of infrastructure investment.
Geared toward public water systems that fall under EPA regulations, but not for private wells, like the ones near the Yakima Training Center. However, if a community was interested in developing a public water system,
the funds could be used, for instance, to do an engineering study to explore the feasibility of that.
All of that funding up to the state to distribute. But in the meantime, the EPA is working on PFAS limits, ones that they can enforce.
It's a very involved process to develop a new national primary drinking water regulation. What we are able to say right now is we're finalizing a new rule by the end of 2023.
Emily Goodell, KapKV Local News.
And again, the deadline for public comment on the state ecology enforcement order is March 22nd, and that virtual EPA listening session is set for March 15th.